Hey guys, just finished watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 3, Uprising. Now this episode was pretty interesting. I was a bit disappointed though that we didn't get any Ghost Rider all in this episode. Because I feel like so far and throughout the season with Ghost Rider, we've only seen him bits and pieces in here. I likened it back to the early days of superhero TV shows, like when in The Incredible Hulk with Lou Ferrigno, or the George Reeves Superman adventures, where you'd only get a little bit of Superman, a little bit of Hulk at the end of the show, and that's it. He'd change into Hulk or Superman once. That's it, and that's all we've gotten so far with Ghost Rider. And in this episode, we didn't get any Ghost Rider. Now I understand since Ghost Rider is very expensive with CGI and all that stuff, and complicated to do and all that. But if you're going to do that and have him in every episode, I mean, it would have been cool to see Ghost Rider at night fighting all the kinds of people, burning things on fire. I think it would have been cool to see that. It also would have been cool to see Yo-Yo in her slow motion do her thing in slow motion a little bit more. It was cool seeing her play with the light in slow motion, and using that. But I'd like to see a little bit more of her, doing a full-on fight scene, in slow motion rather than having to be saved by Coulson and all that stuff. I feel like it would have been cooler to see her, fight more in slow motion. But Ghost Rider, I would like to have seen him in this episode actually turn on fire, or at least if not, like his eyes went on fire a little bit, but that was very little. That's nothing, But there wasn't much CGI involved in this episode other than that. So definitely it was an interesting episode with the whole blackout and stuff. I wanted to see if the other cities are going to stay in blackout, but for the next one. And it was interesting that the S.H.I.E.L.D. is now public, but the Inhuman, I forget the new leader there, the new head of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not telling everyone that he's an Inhuman right away. That's going to be cool whenever that comes out. It'd be cool to see if he actually gets the new director, if he ends up getting a costume. That would be cool to see that. I'd love to see him get a costume maybe somehow, or some sort of a suit where if sometimes he's needed on when it's a real emergency and he's needed in the field and stuff. I mean, I know it's cool for him the whole idea is having him in that situation, but having him do that, but having him actually be the face of it and him showing him as an Inhuman doing some stuff, I think would be actually pretty good for the public to see him do that, just like they see the Avengers do that. So I think it'd be cool to see him get some sort of costume and join in. Also, it would be cool to see the director and Daisy Johnson and Ghost Rider all in fight together. That would be cool to see all that stuff. I'm definitely looking forward to Daisy coming back to the S.H.I.E.L.D. team and hopefully getting towards that. But I didn't feel like we made any progress towards that. I know we're only like at the third episode of the season, so still have a bit to get into before she comes back to the team. Hopefully she gets back with the S.H.I.E.L.D., gets back part of S.H.I.E.L.D. and becomes a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent again by the mid-season finale, the end of the mid-season finale, and then like when we return back after the Christmas break or something, she could be back in the loop. But this episode was kind of pretty interesting with all the rioting and stuff, and I thought there was just going to be a lot of Ghost Rider because people were going to be rioting, people were going to be killing, gangs are going to go all out, and I think Ghost Rider was going to really come out, and I wanted to see Ghost Rider just get let loose and trying not to turn on or something like that. I think it would be cool. But when he talks about how it's not rage, it's not anger like Hulk or anything like that, I definitely can't wait to see how it happens in him. Maybe the vengeance trying to come out because someone's killing someone over there, but he doesn't want the Ghost Rider to come out because he doesn't want to show his brother that he's Ghost Rider and stuff like that. I think that's going to be cool to see how that goes from there. That's going to be cool to see how things move along. So yeah, it was definitely a fun episode, definitely intriguing, but I just wish we would have had some Ghost Rider in here, and if not, then it would have been cool to have a really cool scene with Yo-Yo using her powers in the slow motion and following her for a slow motion. I mean, I'm looking it back to Smallville, there was full scenes where you just saw him, he had to do all kinds of stuff, and it was all in a slow motion he had to do, and the whole scene would come up to us. So I think that would have been cool, is just seeing everything just go slow and her just take off and just do a full fight scene all in slow motion, and then a full take a 1 second and turn it into like 2 or 3 minutes, like a 2-minute long scene or something like that. That would have been very cool in slow motion. So yeah, let me know what you think guys about this episode in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.